We actually live in hell.
Genuinely, it's getting so fucking bad out there. It's fucking insane. I've no idea how like it can get any more fucking weird. Like just every day there's just new shit that it upsets me how often Sam Hyde is proven right.
You're listening to the Art and War podcast with your hosts Mitch and Nathan. Mitch is a former airborne infantry squad leader who now spends most of his time coaching soccer. Nathan is a professional illustrator and an avid shooter with a couple of years of Canadian military experience. Together they run the Seaburn art page. Enjoy the show.
So what's that you got there in your hands, Lucas?
My cock? No, I'm glad you asked, Nathan. That's my penis. No, I'm playing the tranny Seethe game Hogwarts Legacy on my Steam Deck.
Oh fuck!
Auto suicider. It's like fucking increased death rates by like 36% since it came out. I do not understand. I do not understand the like insane like coverage over this game. It's a fucking Harry Potter.
Well, I think it's doing the opposite that they thought it would, because it's selling really, really well.
I bought 16 copies trying more. But like
So welcome back to the Art and War podcast. It's been a hot minute since you've come on. Your body count's probably increased a little by then. But...
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be back. I am. It's been a good bit. I've missed a few episodes, but we have to get back on our AI novel story too.
We really do. ChatGPT is apparently nuked the last thread, but I'm pretty sure we can just input everything and have it work.
Yeah, I say we give it the original and just tell it to keep writing, it'll keep writing more.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I haven't been doing much. Literally, I've just been working like a motherfucker, and then the only like interesting thing I did is I did start playing the Harry Potter game, which is actually genuinely, for anyone wondering, it's actually a fucking good game. Like I get no time to play fucking video games anymore, so I usually get like an hour before I go to sleep on my fucking Steam Deck. Between
your like 4 adult jobs.
Yeah, my business, my fucking 9 to 5, it's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, no, it's fun as fuck, dude. It's like I don't know what it's like in like I know like obviously Harry Potter is extremely popular worldwide, but like especially I think in the UK and Ireland, it has stranglehold on everyone aged between like fucking like when it came out everyone's like 10 and like all everyone wanted to do was go to fucking Hogwarts, you know?
Yeah.
And the game does a really good job of simulating that. Like I like the way a lot of it's set up. Like it does stuff like if you want to like learn spells, you don't just like unlock it doing a challenge. You actually have to go to class and learn the fucking spell. I actually like that.
I do find it funny that like the rage machine, like if you buy this, you are XYZ. You're just the biggest piece of shit. It didn't seem to work because it's doing really well.
Yeah, it's killing it, dude. Like it's like breaking fucking numbers and shit. Like it's doing incredible, but it is so funny to me. Like it definitely had like a fucking Streisand effect, like without a doubt. Like there's no way that it's such a weird thing to me for people to focus on, because I'm like you never saw people getting death threats for going to like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios, or like watching the movies, or like like people still do fucking Harry Potter like cosplay and shit. No one gave a fuck about them. But like you play one fucking video game and you're Hitler 2.0 for trans people, and they get very upset.
It's kind of funny how that happens, and I do think a lot of it's just like escapism. It's like the world is dog shit, and we need something really easy to dogpile on that we can just ostracize an entire group of people for just like enjoying this really innocuous thing.
I think also, let's be honest, like pretty much like I've said before, the Venn diagram for like trans people and autistic people is a circle, so they're all just fucking autistic Sonic loving, Harry Potter loving gamers. And so like this is like they're like, this is our area, this is our domain, we can't have like fucking transphobic people in this. So they're like freaking the fuck out, because it's like also it's also like the easiest form of activism is just bullying people on Twitch, Yeah.
Like, I know so little about the controversy, but I do see like the most insufferable people I've ever met in real life, just on the dregs of social media that I haven't deleted somehow. I see them commenting about, oh, you're literally killing people. Oh, you're the worst. And it kind of like, I had no interest in playing this game. Now I kind of want to.
Honestly, it's literally The Witcher Harry Potter themed with like fucking extra shit thrown in. That's fun as fuck. But like,
You know, I can fuck with that. I haven't played a medieval game since, I was a big Lord of the Rings kid, but
yeah, like it's a prequel as well, so it's meant to be set in like the 1800s, I think. So like it's before. Although I will say it's extremely diverse for the 1800s, and clearly some sort of genocide happened by the time the movies came out, because like the game is just filled with like autistic black trans characters, and there's none of them in the fucking movies. So there was some sort of like wizard Hitler that went and just wiped everyone out. Is that what Voldemort was? Was he? Is he just wiping like it wasn't just
Hitler.
yeah, just like he wasn't just pure bloods. It was anyone that was a darker shade of gray than him. Apparently, he just got executed en masse. Like, but there is a
white dude.
yeah, there is a very funny part in the game where you're introduced to a trans character, right? And it's like they picked like the least passing trans person they could. Like you just come across this like fucking player model that's got like a fucking massive Adam's apple, a huge hook nose, and then a man's voice be like, "Hello, I'm Sirona Ryan," and you're like, "Oh, Sirona." Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh dude, oh fuck.
It's like the devs going, we'll put trans people in it, but you won't like it.
Which blows my mind because I'm pretty sure like the primary it was like made in woke capital Canada, fucking Montreal.
Yeah, I don't think the devs are fucking like right-wing lunatics or some shit, like fucking like anti-trans. I think they're just normal fucking devs
have been fucking game devs.
Yeah, that have just been given this fucking like terrible task of making this game. I think they did a really good job. Like I'm really enjoying it. I think the story is cool. The combat is really fun. I'm just Avada Kedavering everyone.
Can you fucking do that?
You can do Crucio, you can do Avada Kedavra, you can do Imperial, there's like a quest line where so of course everyone I know, including me, picked like Slytherin.
Mass Effect Harry Potter.
Straight up, like you can pick your house, and I picked Slytherin because Slytherin really cool as fuck. And you've got like a little Slytherin friend who's like, I found a fucking book. I found fucking what's his name, Slytherin's book, and it's got all the fucking curses in it. I'll teach him to you, mate. And so he just teaches you all the fucking curses and shit. It's sick.
That's actually fucking awesome. I saw and this killed me, just a mod for GTA 5 where someone and it was just like leaked footage, Harry Potter Legacy or whatever the game is called, and just Harry Potter riding around in a broomstick, just drive-bying people.
You can there's a mod for the Hogwarts where you can just instead of having a wand, just have a gun. They're just shooting spells out of a gun.
Okay, yeah, you sold me. You sold me on it. I might actually get
it on Steam for your PC, and I'll show you all the sick mods. There's some really fucking cool mods for it already.
I like how it took less than a month, and probably like a couple days, for someone to just put a fucking gun in it.
Dude, straight up, I got the game, and then I think literally 3 days later, I was like, I wonder is there anything on Nexus mods? And I logged on, and straight up, there was like 160 different mods already, and there's like now like 300 plus, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they're all insane.
Remember, again, my mind jumped to it. I think you showed me this when someone did a mod they changed the localization of Spider-Man, so all the gay flags just disappeared from it.
Yeah, it's like all the ones in the Middle Eastern countries had like no pride flags, and so they just changed it to that. Which I thought was funny because I remember the headlines being like, "Modders remove pride flags from the Spider-Man game." They're like, "No, we didn't. We just changed it to a different country." Like, this is built into the game.
Yeah, and they cracked down on that so fucking fast.
Yeah. I do love modders. I always love, my favorite thing is when like modders go and like make a better version of like a game that already exists, which is like, it seems now every time a new game comes out, they're so fucking poorly optimized, and there's like so many bugs that modders just fix it. Like there's one of the first mods that came out for Hogwarts was just like an FPS fix that just completely fixed like all the stuttering and shit people had on PC. Like it's wild how often like modders are just doing devs jobs.
Yeah, I found that really interesting. I saw an interview with big man himself, the guy who made Cyberpunk, because he's pretty active around talking about it. And one of the big questions, and the question I always had, was why the fuck don't game studios just hire modders and or like license mods and so. And his explanation for not doing that is it's kind of a licensing nightmare. You kind of have to have a ownership of literally every asset, like every pixel of anything that goes into making something.
Yeah, I mean, modders aren't checking copyrights on images and shit, Yeah.
That being said, like stuff like the FPS fix, etc. They already hire modders, and those are just the guys who made the fucking game.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
No, it's I always assume that like any like poorly optimized game that comes out now, it's just due to like crunch. It's just due that they're given like a release date that they have to get the fucking game out by, and it's not that they're bad devs. It's just that they're told you have to have this game ready
Yeah,
to fucking go by midnight tonight.
yeah,
They're
they've
like,
been
oh
working
fuck.
like 10 hour, like 10 to 12 hour, 6 day week, like no
Yeah.
breaks, no
Actually, do
nothing.
you know what's like one of the best? You know, usually in modern media they depict games like just so like incorrectly, like how like what the actual development process of a game is like. There's
Yeah.
one that does it well. It's a TV show called Mythic Quest, made
Oh,
by
I
the
fucking
guy.
love that show.
Dude, it fucking rules. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
like,
Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny started
yeah,
it, and
just
like
playing
it's
himself.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'll have to check this, but he has the other guy that does it with him. He's the guy that plays like the
Ricky Cricket.
yeah, if it's cricket, yeah. What's
Yeah,
his fucking name? Hold on, his name now. I'm pretty sure he had a background in game development.
that would explain it.
David
It
Hornsby.
is like very accurate to just.
Yeah, like it's genuinely really fucking accurate to what it's actually like developing. Actually, I'm gonna go see the guys from It's Always Sunny live. They're coming to Dublin,
Oh fuck,
and yeah, I got tickets, so I'm gonna go see them live.
they're really fucking funny dudes.
Yeah, I
The
didn't
gun
think
control
they're
episodes are some of my fucking favorite.
same, and I didn't think their podcast was going to be good, but it actually is fucking incredible. It's really fucking good. Like, it's funny like how they like they'll talk about like old episodes that are like clearly offensive now, and they'll just be like, yeah, we thought that was funny at the time, yeah, and
Yeah,
just
it
kind of move
still
on
is.
from it. But like they never say like it's not now, you know, like they never like. So I'm like, I think they're all like secretly based. They just can't say it, you know,
You just
like
can't say it. Like you're in Hollywood and you work for a major corporation. All the unfortunately, I think we are at a point where like the Twitter outrage, whether it actually has real financial bearing or not, which clearly with Harry Potter it doesn't really. Like companies are still afraid of it affecting the bottom line.
yeah, I think with Harry Potter, you could it doesn't matter what the fuck you release, it's gonna print cash. You know,
Yeah,
like they probably knew that no matter how many fucking Twitter trannies cried about it, it was gonna be sick. So they didn't care. But like I would say there's a lot of smaller brands out there that aren't fucking Harry Potter that genuinely will be affected by that sort of shit.
yeah,
Um but like, I think it's a terrible situation to be in because even if you like, you know, you really say you're making it, you're an indie dev making a game, and all of a sudden the Twitter tries to come for you, like it's going to be bad enough that you've got them coming for you, but you're going to get on the other side people buying your game just to support it in opposition of the Twitter, and that's just as bad because you end up stuck in the middle where you now have to take a political stance, and you're like, oh Jesus,
yeah. You can go all one way or all the other, but
yeah, it sucks, but yeah, no, it's the game's good. Recommend. Lucas gives like 4 out of 5 stars. Fun to fuck around with.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my review of the game.
I need to get back into. I've been playing Fear and Hunger, like that
Yeah, what
fucking
is that? You showed me that. I haven't played that at all.
just top down, like turn based. It's like an RPG maker,
Okay,
basically point and click RPG that hates you. Essentially, it's like Dark Souls, but with a very random aspect.
interesting.
But kind of like old Game Boy Color graphics. Um, I end up dying in the first half hour most of the time. Every time you want to save the game, you have to flip a coin, and if you fail the coin flip, it just kind of insta kills you.
That rules. I love that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I think you'd like it, and everything's procedurally generated, so no two playthroughs are the like you kind of have to learn what
Yeah,
each
yeah.
thing is and like what things are just going to instant kill you.
I
Um,
played a game a bit ago that was like thinking of just like retro sort of gaming shit. I played a game that was like an old style LucasArts point and click adventure, and it was like 80s themed, and that like massively played into my fucking nostalgia for that era and shit. And I was like, oh, this fucking rules. And like that, it was like literally like every 80s movie ever. It was like you're a teenager who's like grounded, and then like aliens invade your city, and you and your friends have to sneak out and go save the day, you know. And it was all
I love
point and
that.
click shit. And I was like, I love this. I think I blasted through the whole thing in like 7 hours in one go.
Yeah. Oh man. So I mean, we're kind of going down the escapist fantasy thing, which is fun, but yeah, world's a little more dog shit this week than it was last. I guess for all the 10 people who get their news exclusively from the Art and War podcast. The train derailment in Ohio is still fucked. Everything's still fucked. We're living in hell.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I cannot believe like how just poorly that whole thing is being handled. It's every day on Twitter I just see more reports of people in surrounding areas being like, yeah, my fucking dog just dropped dead and I can't see anymore and I'm blind, and like
Yeah.
there's nothing's being done like at
Yeah,
all.
just like people like taking scoops out of the river water and it's just sizzling, or that
Yeah,
person who made coffee with tap water and it just starts, as soon as they put the cream in, it just boils out.
yeah,
It's
it's
pretty fucked
insane.
up. Yeah,
I, so someone that I work with recently was just sent there to like see what was going on, and I was like, why do we do that? They're gonna
yeah,
die. It's like, what the fuck?
it's like a bad idea.
I was like, they're going to get cancer now. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's insane to me that people, the people in the area apparently have like signs in their windows like, please fucking help us. And I'm like,
Yeah.
just get the fuck out, dude. I just pack all your shit in the car and go.
I just declare yourself as a region of Ukraine.
Straight up. You get more funding.
Yeah, 100%. Just immediately, those tax dollars can start rolling in.
Just put on a
But-
Zelensky mask and start crying.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people from the area. It's like the rain. From one person, the rain has like a weird color and is leaving sediment. All sorts of stuff that I don't really want to talk about. But if you don't own a gas mask or like proper CBRN protection or the ability to like, honestly, you can't filter chemicals out of your water entirely. But like maybe have a stash of clean water on hand.
Go to Mira Tactical today.
Mira Tactical, which is not their name, but and they also don't sponsor this podcast. But yeah, probably just get a mask. Doesn't have. Yeah, they're not affiliated with this show in any way, but they did help write a guide, which was nice of them. Realistically, whatever, like Avon, Mira, fucking Airboss,
Any
what I
decent
use
gas
in Army.
maker.
Yeah, just kind of whatever. Just like don't, as long as it's not like an old Israeli or like Comblock surplus. Probably have something because this has happened like 6 times in the last week apparently.
A dude I follow on Twitter went there and he posted a video and he was just wearing one of those, like, you know, like the what's call them, like, you know, when you're spray painting the fucking just like dust filters,
Yeah,
like the two fucking, the plastic fucking face mask with like a thing on it. But like I was like, I don't think that's doing shit for you, dude. I think you're gonna fucking die. I think you're gonna get cancer.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you need an actual
aren't going to do anything.
yeah.
Well, like like filter particles out obviously, but that unless it's rated for like chemical fumes, NIOSH, whatever.
Yep. No, it's fucked. But actually, I haven't been paying absolutely zero fucking attention to Ukraine. What's going on there? Does it still exist or is it blown to shit?
It still exists. I don't know. I also haven't been. It's been a year now, dude. Like
That's insane.
It's been a while.
I'm genuinely, I'm about to hire a guy from Ukraine, and my biggest worry is going to explode.
You're about to hire someone from Ukraine, or
Yeah,
like
well,
one of these
fucking-
days is just not going to reply to his emails.
Straight up, like it's a fucking Joycey, right? One of my friends, Nathan knows, like, he runs a steel yard here in
I love
Ireland,
Joyce.
right?
Yeah.
So Joycey just the other day goes to me, he goes, "I'm very upset today," and I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, there was I was getting very cheap steel out of Ukraine there," and I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "My supplier, he exploded." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "His son called me. Apparently, his entire factory just exploded, and he was inside it, and he's just dead now. So that's my cheap steel gone." And I was like, "This man, you've known for a year and a half, not worried about him at all." He's like, "No, fuck that. The fucking steel, like."
Oh fuck! That is very sad though. The footage out of there makes me very sad.
Yeah, it's fucked, dude. Like I'm past the stage of caring like whether like about right or wrong or shit. I just would like it if people stopped like evaporating.
Yeah, I would like people to stop dying for just nothing, for literally nothing. It's pointless. It's a pointless war. All wars are pointless wars. But
I guarantee you, there's going to be like there's people listening to this that know way more fucking about this topic than either of us. And they're going to explain like why what needs to happen or who's good or who's bad. I don't fucking know. I'm retarded. All I know is that it's going on a year, and I don't want to see that little fucking midget Zelensky in the fucking news anymore. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of that little cunt. He knows the fuck out of me.
I respect that. Oh, man,
That's honestly that determines what I support. Am I annoyed seeing this on my Twitter feed and fucking news every day? That's why I was like, although Trump is my fucking favorite, he's fucking hilarious, he's the funniest person to ever live. But Jesus Christ, I don't want him to run again because I don't want another fucking 4 years of every single fucking day the media just crying about every single thing he does.
Yeah. He was a funny dude. Like
he's great. He's fucking hilarious.
Like I view basically every politician, which is generally like disdain.
Yeah, they can all hang,
You
but
can't
like
deny that the guy was fucking funny.
yeah, like it's like, and also like it's insane how he like even with the Ohio thing, he had to do the bare minimum to like do better than the Republicans. He just went to Ohio and he bought everyone fucking McDonald's. That's what he did. He bought everyone McDonald's and he gave out like a few pallets of water, and he's done more than the fucking government. Like,
Yeah, actually, which is not a high bar at
that's
all.
what I mean. Like, he had to do like even like the fucking lefties of all on Twitter were like, they're just handing him another fucking term by doing this shit, like
Yeah.
not doing anything. Like, he has to do the bare minimum to seem like a fucking god.
Yeah, God, I saw something about, and this was wild to me. It was one of the secretaries of, I think, the environment, clean energy, so and so, was just fired from his position because he was stealing women's luggage from the airport.
Oh yeah, that fucking demon, that like bald-headed tranny demon. He was fucking terrifying. That motherfucker, like he looked like if you said his name backwards, he'd evaporate like a fucking like Dubakik, wherever the fuck they're called. Like, he was just fucking evil.
Like Belial.
Yeah, straight up. Like, and the funniest tweet I saw recently was this black woman post. She goes, "My name is like whatever." She goes,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
make."
the designer.
She's like, "I make like custom clothes and design clothes. My luggage went missing from the airport like 6 months ago, and I
2018.
just found a photo of the fucking energy secretary wearing my dress."
And it was like custom clothing.
It was like custom like African garb and shit. It was like, I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Can you imagine like that? Like, your luggage goes missing, and 2 years later you're sitting there going to TV going, that's my fucking t-shirt. My mom gave me that.
Like, of all people to steal it from, like someone who made that is awful.
It's so funny, dude. Like it's like it's one of those cases where, like, you know, you don't. I know we've always been taught, you know, don't judge by looks or whatever. But like, that dude should have been a red flag the minute they fucking saw him. Like, this,
no.
like as I said, I commented to someone previously. I was like, regardless of all the fucking like tranny shit, is he doing something to make his head larger? It's fucking huge. I was like, is there some sort of like head inflation surgery? What the fuck?
I genuinely don't know. Like, when I saw the article, I looked him up, and genuinely it was kind of like a reaction. Yeah. It was surprising.
He looks like one of those like motherfuckers that just like body mods to turn themselves into an alien and like fucking like tattoos themselves all like one color and shit. He's terrifying.
He's
like,
actually terrifying. He doesn't even have to work on it. Like, there's pictures of him without, you know, the makeup or anything, and he's just horrifying in general. The makeup just accentuates it.
Every time I see one of these dudes, I go, I imagine an alternate reality where like he didn't like shave his head and wear lipstick, and he just goes to the gym maybe even 3 times a week and dresses like a human. And I'm like, he could have been normal. He could have been like normal, but he could have been a regular human. But like, he's some sort of fucking freak.
Hell, we actually live in hell.
Genuinely, it's getting so fucking bad out there. It's fucking insane. I've no idea how like it can get any more fucking weird. Like, just every day there's just new shit that like it upsets me how often Sam Hyde is proven right. Like, everything he said was like his, what was his 2075 future like thing, where he did like the TEDx talk where he like predicted the future. Like, everything he said was right. Like,
oh yeah, that he I remember that he got in with them thinking he was serious. I'm fairly sure.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, I wanted to do like actually like a whole episode about Sam Hyde.
I want to get Sam Hyde on this fucking show.
I would love to get Sam Hyde on. I think we can do it. Yeah. He does like Twitch streams and shit now. I'm pretty sure we can get him on.
We can just get people to, I don't know,
like just super chat, donate like fucking $10 and be like, Sam, go on the fucking Art and More podcast.
Yes.
But
which I'm absolutely not going to do that. Please don't harass anyone or give any money for this show. That would be bad.
Yeah, if you can just harass them in the comments, just don't give them any money.
Yes.
But yeah, no, 2070 paradigm shift was what he called it. And basically he went to a like, anyone can do a TEDx talk. TED Talks, they book you, but TEDx Talks you can just apply. And he went and did this like thing where he wore like this like weird like Roman emperor Halloween armor, yeah, like Halloween costume. And he had this like he just made a bunch of like predictions about the future. And like my favorite one is when he goes in the future, old people, and then he like winds up like a fake like imaginary softball and throws it and goes, "We're just gonna kill him." And he just does like shit like that the entire time, where he goes like being straight is going to be outlawed and under like a death penalty by 2035, and like everyone in the audience is staring at him, and he just like goes on like this for ages. But he did like a bunch of like performance art comedy pieces like that, like where he went to a He went to an LGBTQ plus comedy night and just read out hate facts, like with the information about the origin of AIDS and like the spread of it
That's
throughout the gay
awful.
community,
That's
and like
awful.
pedophilia statistics and like shit like that. And people just lost their shit, like genuinely calling for it to be killed. He's like, he just basically just fucks with people like really badly. But yeah, everything he said, go watch 2070 Paradigm Shift on YouTube. And like almost
He's
everything he says is happening.
Massive troll, like a massive fucking troll.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any ideology. He just likes stirring the pot.
Yeah, 100%. He doesn't believe in fucking anything, but he is very, very funny.
He is very I think the first and last time I saw him come back into the spotlight was that boxing match you showed me.
Dude,
which lives rent free in my head.
So like the backstory to that is so funny, right? So the YouTuber iDubbbz wanted to do like a YouTuber celebrity boxing match, right? And Sam Hyde kept like campaigning to be part of it and insisting that he was just going to turn up, and then they wouldn't let him do it. It was actually, this goes further back. iDubbbz is going to do a documentary on Sam Hyde, right? And he drove out to where Sam Hyde lived, and Sam claimed that he was running a cryptocurrency investment firm. Now, really, Sam does like podcasts and like content and shit, and he does actually have like a team of guys that work with him. But he told iDubbbz he was running a cryptocurrency hedge firm. So iDubbbz turns up, and Sam had rented an office that used to be a dentist's. So like you go in and there's like literally like a dentist chair in the corner and shit, and like, he's also got like a whiteboard like sticky taped to the wall, and he and his guys came up with like a list of shit they were going to do to fuck with him. So like one of the guys just wore sunglasses and shaved his beard into a mustache and shaved his head and just stood with his arms crossed the entire time and said he was security. And at random intervals he just burst in the door going code orange, and everyone was like grabbing shit and like packing shit. They go, we gotta go now, and like flying out the door and shit. He paid a friend of his, a girl, to like shave half her head and pretend to be his girlfriend who he got like off away from a drug dealer and hooked on drugs that he was giving her. And she was like just like this actress that would just be like saying shit to iDubbbz like do you ever feel like you got too much water in your head? And he'd be like, no. And she'd be like just shaking her head. And there's a part in the documentary where he goes out to visit one of Sam's friends, Nick, and like he starts talking about the girlfriend. He goes, iDubbbz like, I just think like a few things that are kind of, you know, a bit weird or maybe fucked up. And he's like, what? Like what? He's like, well, like your girlfriend, like she's on drugs. He goes, oh, what? She's hooked on drugs and she's like, you know, being pimped out by this drug dealer, and I get her like away from him just because she get the drugs from me. That makes me the bad guy because I'm giving her the drugs. And your man Nick was confused as fuck as soon as he realized that he has no idea about this fake girlfriend that Sam has set up. And like basically he ruined like iDubbbz's entire documentary. And the entire time iDubbbz was making this documentary, Sam was making his own documentary about him fucking with iDubbbz. And at the end of it, when basically iDubbbz sat down for his final interview he had set up to like do with him, where he brought up all these questions, Sam like answered all the questions in character, and he goes, right, okay, look, honestly, we're fucking with you. Literally none of this has been real. We've been fucking with you this entire time. Like, goes like, there's cameras literally there and there. We've been like recording you the entire time you've been recording us. iDubbbz was pissed. He was fucking raging. He said he wasn't going to release the documentary, and Sam went, no problem, I'm releasing mine. And he put up his documentary. So then iDubbbz was like, fuck, and he had to post his. So then iDubbbz goes, right, I'm doing a YouTube celebrity boxing match. And Sam's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. Bring me in. And iDubbbz was like, no, you're not part of it. And then Sam was like, well, I'm just gonna turn up. And iDubbbz went, okay, well, I'm telling security you're a security risk and to kick you out. So then Sam is friends with Harley Morgenstein, the guy from fucking Epic Mealtime, who were super big back in like the 2000s, like early YouTube.
I remember that. I had a Bacon Strips shirt. Someone gave it. So
Sam trained Harley in boxing and then came as his coach, right, to the YouTube boxing event. And iDubbbz was pissed. So this made like headlines and shit. So then KSI, the British YouTuber, was doing a boxing match. I don't know any of
these names, but I'm living it.
So KSI is the guy that has an energy drink company with Logan Paul, and they have like boxing matches and shit, right? And KSI was doing his own YouTuber boxing event, and he signed Sam Hyde to do to box at that. And Sam genuinely trained like a motherfucker, developed an Irish character called the Candyman, stayed in character for the entire time they were shooting, doing a fake Irish accent, and screaming things like at the fucking weigh-in, like he got genuinely jacked as shit and is flexing, just going, I'm dripping! Ah! the entire time. I went like a dolphin, like the entire time, just screaming shit like this, and then proceeded to beat the ever living fuck out of the dude that he was fighting. I mean, demolish this motherfucker. Sam is like 6'3", probably like
I remember he's,
250 pounds.
Pudgy looking.
I mean, he got fucking shredded for the fucking
master.
boxing match. Like, he genuinely got in insane shape. Hold on, I'll show you. I'm gonna send Nathan a picture.
I've seen it.
Yeah, he's like jacked as shit. But usually he's fat as fuck. But like he just got absolutely fucking like scary, like disgusting looking jacked for the boxing thing, and proceeded to like beat the ever loving fuck out of this dude. But it's one of my favorite like Sam Hyde moments. My favorite thing he does is like after winning the boxing match, they're doing this like interview with him afterwards, and they're like, have you got anything you want to say to like the fans at home? And he calls out the YouTuber, the leftist YouTuber Hassan Piker, who was like he's the what's called the nephew of your man from the Young Turks, Cenk Unger, and he just goes, Hassan Piker, I'm coming to kill you at your house in Los Angeles. And they go, or in the ring. He goes, no, in real life. Anytime I'm having like a down
Irish
day,
Sam Hyde impression is very good.
Anytime I'm having like a down day, I just watch that clip on my phone and I just laugh uncontrollably. It just gets me so bad.
Like I'm not very into the whole like online, person so and so like, but
e-celeb drama.
The e-celeb drama. But I saw people afterwards being like, Hassan Piker, like, are you going to stand? Are you going to show up? And he was just like dodging it. And made him obviously very uncomfortable.
Like literally, someone said to him at TwitchCon, and he nearly fucking assaulted the dude. He was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck could you ask me?" And the guy was like, Jane was like, I thought it was like a joke. I thought it was like a bit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, didn't think you were actually like upset about it. He thought that like he and Sam were probably friends or some shit. He didn't know Sam Hyde at all. And Hassan genuinely squared up to him and like lost his shit at him. The thing is, I don't know why Hassan won't fight him, because Hassan's not a small dude. Hassan's like 6'4", 6'5", like he's in shape. I was like, just fucking fight him.
Dude, Sam Hyde punches with the power of every single angry Chinaman in the entire world.
That is true. That is very true. I forgot about that bit from his training video. I'm going to show you how to punch with the anger of every Chinaman in the world. And he just go like, tick, tick, boom, and just punch a fucking boxing bag.
Dude, like I felt that from around the world.
He is genuinely like, if you watch the highlights from that fight, he fucks that dude up. Like he destroys the gun. But it's I love Sam Hyde. I really, really would love to get him. I don't know what I fucking ask him on the podcast. But he just, it would be amazing.
I don't know. I think we just let him go. Just let him do it.
I think I'd ask him about I want to know about fucking Joe Bernstein, the guy that got his Adult Swim show cancelled. He
the $1 Million Extreme.
Yeah, he had $1 Million Extreme on Adult Swim, which is genuinely a fantastic sketch show. It's extremely funny. The reason that got cancelled was because he was a BuzzFeed journalist called Joe Bernstein wanted to interview Sam, and Sam did what he usually does, and he was on like a call with him, but he recorded it, and he just gave him bullshit answers and laughed at him the entire time, and then like just called him out throughout the entire thing, and the guy got really pissed, and apparently like then accused Sam of like it was one of these things where it's like, oh, none of his content is like racist, but he fosters an alt-right fan base. And this is back when everyone's freaking out about like the alt-right and fucking like Richard Spencer and Trump and shit. And so his fucking show got cancelled.
I feel like that word was used a lot. And now it basically means nothing.
Yeah, it's basically a dead term, I think, at this stage. Like, I haven't heard anyone actually realistically use alt-right to describe someone in a while, but it was a dumb catch-all term for like anyone they wanted to call racist, and they could somehow pin it on Trump and shit.
Yeah. Kind of like had his heyday from like 2018 to 2021.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, something like that. Like it was, they had like offshoots like Groypers and like shit like that, who are just like those little dipshits that follow around that faggot Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Who is like the gayest man I've ever seen in my entire life. But it's weird, all these little like online subcultures that pop up. But no, I'd love to get Sam on just to talk about like that shit and about like again, just let him go. Just let him fucking go off.
Yeah. See if he actually breaks character at all, or if he just tries to fuck with us as well.
I've really liked his TikToks lately. He's been doing those parodies. You know those videos like a day in my life working at Facebook. It's like, girls going into an office and getting like a fucking like chia seed bowl and like it's all these, they don't do any work, like those ones. Yeah. So like he's been doing like parodies of them, and they get me really fucking bad. because like he'll just be like like I start my day off with like a 2-hour meditative session, and it's just him like screaming sitting there on the ground. And he's like I go to the office during my work hours to get a quick workout in, and then he's like, he has like a genuine like warehouse space where he like makes content and shit, and it's just like there's like all the computers and shit set up, and then he's just got like a squat rack, and he's just swinging a barbell around the entire room, like shit like that. Like it's really funny.
Oh,
But
Christ. I still haven't downloaded TikTok. I'm still not going to.
don't. It's not worth it. I don't even use the only times I use TikTok now are when my friends send me shit, and even then, like I've got a friend that sends me about like 20 TikToks, and then every once a week I'll just like heart react half of them and then close it again. I don't even watch them.
Yeah,
But,
I feel that. Like a lot of even friends and people I know, they'll send me like 40 reels or TikToks or whatever, and I'll watch like the last one.
yeah.
And I'll just heart react the rest. It's nothing against them. It's just like I can't.
Like usually I find that the best shit I find on TikTok is worth downloading and sending in another fucking platform anyway. Like I've sent you some shit from TikTok that I found.
Yeah,
that's, like,
I've thoroughly
funny.
enjoyed it. I use you and everyone else kind of as a filter.
To filter. Yeah. That's kind of what I
Same
do
with
too.
Twitter. Before, like, Twitter seems like it sucks less now. The few times I've actually
It's definitely better. Like it's been better for a while though. Like because it's been as long as you can like if you follow the right accounts, like that's basically it. Like, is that dictates your entire experience on the platform.
I don't follow anyone, and even just like jumping in at any random point, it's not. And I still have no interest in like building an account or doing anything. Like I have the same burner account that I've had for years and years that I've not posted on, and I don't really follow anyone. But just seeing like Twitter at large, not algorithmically based, it doesn't seem super bad anymore. It's not just this weird like liberal authoritarian echo chamber that it used to be.
Yeah, no, it's really not as bad. Like I think that there's also been a bit of like a culture shift in general, where even like a lot of like the lefty people I know on Twitter are like just not like they're sick of like a lot of the like scolding and like fucking like hand wringing over like bullshit. Like there was obviously a subsection of Twitter that was going crazy with the Hogwarts shit, but I saw just as many people being like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like it's a fucking video game. Like no one cares. Like
yeah.
The only thing I'll say in like is that like, and the prevailing opinion that I agreed with was like, do people know that they can play the game without telling everyone they're playing the game?
Yeah.
Like you don't need to broadcast like I don't care about J.K. Rowling. I'm going to play the game. Just play the game. Don't tell anyone. Who cares?
Yeah. Like you can't be a social pariah in your weird group of like neoliberal like Starbucks friends if you just don't tell them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's just
reminds me of like 2016 and the whole fucking Trump election and all of that. Like, oh, how did he win? None of the polls ever said it. It's like people can vote and just not tell.
Yeah,
people.
I mean, if you've already seen like, okay, so you're at a voting booth, fucking CNN's outside asking you who you fucking voted for. You know that like earlier that day they were calling Trump the Antichrist. You're not going to say Trump.
Yeah.
Like most people are just gonna be like, I don't want to deal with that fucking hassle. Like,
yeah. It's you become this weird social pariah, and I feel like it goes both ways right now. That it's like the left cares a hell of a lot more what you do, but like 10 years ago it was the opposite. It's a cultural pendulum. It goes back and forth, further and further each time. Yeah,
pretty much.
How's it going, lads and ladies? BR and Nathan here to take a quick break to tell you about our Patreon. Not only do we want to continue improving the quality of what we can do here on Art and War, but we want to push what we do all over at Seaburn Art, from the guides to pursuing video content and keeping us warm during another winter of illness and death, and the Patreon helps us get after it.
But what's in it for you? Our Patreon subscribers enjoy 5 different tiers of exclusive perks, ranging from all the content we'd post on a pre-Zuckerberg Instagram, downloadable high-resolution guides, targets such as Redcoat Skinwalkers, John Harvey Kellogg, seasonal targets, and more. Behind-the-scenes info like my personal art, introducing all new exclusive mini-podcast episodes, and at our highest tier, get monthly art commissions created by yours truly.
You can find our Patreon via the link in this episode's description, at patreon.com/SeaburnArt, or in the Seaburn Art page's bio on Instagram.
This episode was brought to you by AWS, Advanced Warfighting Solutions.
We use the shit out of their gear here at Art and War.
Everything's made in North Carolina, and they make everything.
Everything.
I'm a big fan of their SMU war belt, the snack pack, their assault pack, their plate carrier, kind of a big fan of everything. And they've been around for a long time with a lot of hard use kit.
Overseas and here at home.
Sorry, I'm just reattaching my phone. Sorry, it'd come loose. This is my fidget spinner, okay?
I know. AWS is our longest running sponsor, and they've helped us do a little bit of everything here at Art and War, from keeping the guides coming out by providing Nathan a new iPad, as well as chucking gear our way so we can get out there on the range.
Tough as hell gear so they can help us go LARP in the woods.
Yep, my assault pack comes out with me every time I'm in the woods. If you want to pick up a one-and-done Molly pistol belt, look no further than the AWS SMU belt. Use code ARTandWar10 for $10 off. We get no kickbacks, you just save money. Link to their site down in the description and in the Seaburn art page's bio. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the show.
Yeah, no, I actually like Twitter quite a bit. Like, it's probably my main social platform. I get a lot of work and shit from Twitter is one of the reasons I like it. But like in general, just I find that like there's a lot more interesting people on there than most other platforms. I really just like Instagram these days.
Like Instagram was basically designed to be like, hey, look at this coffee that I just drank. How pretty it is. Hey, look at this chia seed bowl. Like, hey, here's a mirror selfie, and I look really good today. Here's my makeup. Whereas Twitter's actually like you have to put a little bit of thought into condensing like nuanced thought into small like series of sentences, or you can just be like, ate a chia seed bowl.
Like Instagram's shift towards video has just made it like an even somehow worse version of TikTok that shows me less shit I like.
Dude, I refuse to use Reels. I fucking refuse. It's such terrible. Like so many people I know just go down, and I'm not judging this. This is like everyone I know, and I have a very addictive personality. Like therein lies the problem. If I go, all of these things are so focus grouped and distilled, and I say that so much, and I don't care. So like you've got a team of behavioral scientists who are like, all right, like this is what gives the optimal amount of neurological feedback to keep people in like this weird protracted dopamine loop of every 7 to 12 seconds. They like you change this much. It scares the shit out of me, and it works on me. I know it works on me.
Yeah. No, it does. Like, I mean, 100%. Like, even for a while there, I was like mildly addicted to TikTok. Addicted as in just like I'd wake up in the morning and like I'd check Twitter and then I'd start scrolling through TikTok for like 20 minutes before I got out of bed. So it wasn't even like I was like fucking terrible at it, but like it wasn't great. And like it's like that. It's just that fucking like dopamine hit shit, you know. And like again, I do think of all of them, weirdly, TikTok, probably because it's trained on like illegally stolen Chinese data. It's got the best algorithm. Like it just shows you genuinely shit you're interested in. It's the biggest issue.
Something interesting, which is American TikTok will show you like it shows you things you're interested in, but a lot of what people here are interested in are like e-girls and like so and so. Like, okay, here's a girl jumping and you can see her tits bouncing up and down. Here's I don't know, this thing that means absolutely nothing, that's not culturally enriching in any way. And then you have Chinese TikTok, which actually kind of purposely promotes the arts and sciences and
Chinese TikTok is like an education platform for children, whereas like American and like EU TikTok is, like you said, it's just like fucking I don't know, like shit that will keep coming back more and more. But the e-girl problem is growing at an exponential rate. I don't know how we're going to fix it. It has to be some sort of e-girl genocide.
EMP. That's basically all I can think.
Yeah,
Return
pretty much.
Monkey.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely wild to me how like just general the internet, like the internet in its like most recent form has developed a whole new like industry of fucking sex work and sex trafficking that is going to lead to like massive depression rates in like the next like 20 years.
It already has. Like you look at the rates among children, young adults, and depression, and everything else, and I think you can tie a lot of stuff back to this, like the problem with mass shootings, the problem with crime, the problem with depression, suicide, everything. A lot of it can go back down to, lack of community, lack of identity, and the whole like internet feedback loops keeping people in, well, this. I don't have a way to describe it. I don't have an eloquent way to say anything other than like, isolated would be probably the best word.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and it's funny given the fact that like the whole idea of like the internet is to create more connected like community, and if anything, it's led to the fucking opposite where people are more shut off than ever. And there's like
it's like cities. Like most of the people I know that live in cities are lonely and isolated. Almost everyone. You'd imagine to be the opposite. You get more people together, but it's just not the case.
Yeah, no, it sucks. The trick to all social media, and what I keep telling people is that I generally think it should be taught in schools, is like how to curate your social media, how to like make sure you don't end up down those fucking rabbit holes, how to make sure you do see shit that's going to be productive, that you're going to enjoy, and it's not going to be fucking terrible for your brain. The sort of shit you should be blocking out, like all that sort of stuff, I think is something that should genuinely be taught, but like it's not profitable, so it never will be.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
Hellscape.
hellscape. Unfortunately, a problem that we have is the easy and I've complained about this so many fucking times. The easy answer is usually the one that people take, like drive to the store that's 5 minutes away instead of walking. Like
Yeah.
get things delivered. You know, all of that stuff. Life is curated in a way to make the easiest option the one that people take, always.
Yeah.
And I especially see that in the States. Like everything is drive through. Everything is designed to be as fast as possible.
I'm amazed how car orientated the States is in general.
Oh, dude, right?
Yeah, like
you can't not. And like I support everyone having a car. I would fucking want to. I don't know where I'd be without one. But the fact that like infrastructure is kind of designed around it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like I mean, like even in like Dublin City here, I can walk for, like anywhere easily. Like it's like I can get to any shop thing, and there's cars in Dublin City. Like there's roads everywhere. But like it's just there's basically nowhere you couldn't realistically walk to.
Yeah. No, it's like that here. I can get basically anything I need just by walking. And then, you know, I'm seeing all this shit about 15-minute cities going around.
Yeah, this is insane to me. There's like a massive protest against it and shit is really weird.
Yeah, I think like I understand it because, you know, as the government does anything, they're going to fuck it up. They're going to fuck it up and make it dystopian and horrible. So I kind of get it. On paper, it seems great. Like, all right. Like distilled into its main point. It's like, okay, you have a city where you can just walk and get anything you potentially need. And then you start getting into the regulation aspect and like, oh, well, you can't have a car, or like you are restricted from driving in these areas. And then it's like, oh, this is getting fucking dystopian in a hurry. Never mind. I don't want this.
So Singapore actually has something similar like that, because Singapore's a very small country. It's like fucking 50 kilometers wide or something.
Oh yeah, I've been. It's nice actually.
It's super nice.
Live there, and it is super authoritarian. So
that's it. Like they have this thing. I think it's something like there's like it's not like super enforced, but it's like there's I think it's like running a car there is fairly expensive, but what you can do is if you agree to only drive at weekends, you can get these like super cheap cars that are also like subsidized by advertising. The cars have like fucking branding logos and shit on them. But basically it deters anyone from actually driving during the week if they don't need to. And basically the only cars you'll see will be like taxis.
It's kind of dystopian. Like I get it, but it's kind of dystopian in a way.
Yeah, I get why they do it, because again, like the island's so fucking tiny, they don't want it to be filled with fucking roads and traffic and shit. So I get that.
Hong Kong's pretty fucked for traffic. Have you been?
I have actually, yeah. Or no, sorry, I was in Beijing. I wasn't in Hong Kong.
Yeah. No, I went to Hong Kong with my dad years ago, and then Shenzhen in China, and just like fuck Shenzhen. Hong Kong was nice, but yeah, no, Beijing looks nuts. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Like again, this is like another issue that I'm like, I don't know enough about this to fucking weigh in on this, but like it just seems like you said, every time they do anything in fucking America, the government enforces, it gets super fucking intense.
Yeah, no, it any, and I kind of get it. It's like the worst things imaginable you can think of coming from like an otherwise on paper good like legislation, series, rules, whatever. That's what's going to come to pass. Like my mind jumps to suicide here, which I've talked about a bunch. The government assisted suicide on paper seems cool. All right, like cool. You've got cancer. You know you're 3 weeks out from death, and you're shitting yourself, and you can't move, and so on. So like, I'm going to leave morals out of it and just say like on paper this specific scenario. All right, like should you have the ability to consent to your own suicide and like commit that yourself?
Yeah, that suicide thing is fucking
like,
insane.
Yeah, as soon as the government has that power, it's like, okay, you're depressed. Okay, we're going to offer this to you. Almost every day I see new articles being like, hey, like this person broke their leg, or this person doesn't have access to like clean water and regular healthcare for their completely like curable or treatable condition, and the government has offered them suicide. Yeah, so like I'm 100% sure 15-minute cities would be utilized in the similar kind of like dystopic, fucked up way.
Yeah.
My city right now is trying to do this whole like they're banning Airbnbs thing, and I got into a discussion with someone earlier. Like, all right, we're getting rid of all properties that can rent to people for under 60 days, and the person I was talking to was like, "Oh, this is great. You know, we have a rental crisis, and this is going to fix it." It's like, no. And even then, it's kind of fucked up. Like, first, it's the government that's like, this isn't going to fix anything. Maybe it's a slight band-aid, but it's more legislation that's just going to muddy the books up. This isn't going to fix anything thing in terms of the rental situations.
How
And
extreme is your rentals prices? Because when I was there, there seemed to be quite a few places.
what you saw, and you're in fucking Ireland, where you guys have been having a rental crisis for a while.
Yeah, like ours is fucking dire. Like,
Yeah. The prices you see here, while they may seem cheap to you, they're like double what they were a few years ago.
okay.
Sometimes more. Like now to get a 1 bedroom, it's like 1,500 ish.
Yeah, that is a lot more. Because I remember back when I was looking before, it was like you get like a 2-bed for like 1,400.
Yeah, now that's closer to $2,000.
Yeah, fuck.
And that was, you were looking like a year ago.
Yeah.
I still look in places in like rural America or like semi-rural or outside cities, and it's cheaper. And
yeah,
like that's the idea. I'm looking at a place in, I'll tell you later, but like people are getting priced out of here, and the problem is, you know, when people are poor, they don't really have an option to leave if they do not have money.
Yeah.
For you though, like you got to looking at property values in Ireland though.
I mean, it's just by comparison. Yeah, like it's obviously like not as bad, but yeah, Ireland's a fucking particularly unique case where it's insane.
Yeah.
Like I doubt there's many places like worse than Ireland in terms of like cost of living.
I don't think so. Like I genuinely don't. It's insane to me. Like it's really bad here. Ireland looks to be about double what it is here.
Yeah.
Like
there's places that'll post like rental properties of the week, whatever, like the worst ones. There was one the other day I saw a guy just put a black tarp around like a corner of his kitchen, and he was renting it for €1,300 a month.
Jesus Christ, that's awful. Like, yeah, I saw one today, and it wasn't as bad. It was a photo of a dirty mattress in a living room, and it just said, like, living room. You have to share this 2-bedroom apartment with 5 other people, and you have to pay $450 a month. And there's this like single dirty, like you know the dorm mattresses, the small ones. Yeah, like one of those. Dystopian as hell, but I guess for like 450 Canadian dollars a month, which is effectively like 18 American dollars.
Jesus, that's insane.
Yeah, just spent the last week in America. It was nice.
Yeah, what part were you in again?
We went Maine, New Hampshire. Yeah. Like went to Mount Washington, just did a bunch of stuff. Stopped by First Do Firearms. Super great little place. Going to go to SIG Academy, but our trip got cut short.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a really good time.
We got to do like with that fucking Texas trip we had planned at some point.
I'd like that. That'd actually be pretty good.
Actually, I'm going to be in Tampa at the end of the year.
Tampa, Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
What are you going for? Work?
So a group I'm in hosts like an event every year in Florida, and I'm going to go, and like it's like a kind of networking sort of thing, meet all the people that I talk to online all the time, and you should definitely go and be fun as fuck.
That could be fun. Yeah, I'd be down.
My what's called I think Joyce is going to come, and my buddy Andy, who I recently got a job in the place in the group that I'm in, is going to go as well, and our plan is to rent a Lamborghini and smoke cigars. So
well, I know a couple people in Florida, and maybe we can do just like an Art and War meet and greet or something.
That'd be sick. I love that.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That'd be fun as fuck. But in happier news for people because if people did DM me about this to try and help me, I finally have a working 3D printer.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, and it's fucking sick. The Elgu Neptune 3 Plus. I highly suggest it. The thing fucking rules.
If you're listening to this, you should totally get one and then print guns on it.
Definitely do
it. Definitely do it. Disregard your local legislation. This is all satire. Please don't me or CMT.
You're gonna get like shot in your bed in your sleep.
I 100% am. But it is like for 99% of people listening to this, it will be legal to. It is legal to do for most of America. And if it isn't, who gives a shit?
Yeah. But it's no. I'm really loving the Neptune. It's like it's big enough that I can print like a full size. Yeah, I can print like a full size helmet on it if I want to. And it's not even the biggest one they do. They do a Max as well. That's even fucking bigger. But
dude, I remember when I was getting into 3D printing, like a printer that size. I told you I had a Formbot T-Rex and it cost me about $2,000.
Jesus, that's fucking
insane. It broke.
Like isn't it wild how quickly those prices dropped? Because like that wasn't even that long ago that it cost that much.
Yeah, and like it was an uphill fucking battle. It would like the thermistor would go. The when I eventually sold it to just like a handy local guy who managed to fix it all, like the hot end was gone. The thermistor was reading 50 more degrees than it actually was.
Yeah, you got to be like a fucking engineer just to get it to print something.
Yeah. Whereas my
like,
Ultimaker 2 has been running for years. And
yeah, this thing is like literally like I think it was like $380, and like they give you their own version of Cura to slice models, and I just slice it and I just print it and it's perfect.
that's awesome. I
Like,
just
it's
downloaded
really good.
Prusa Slicer. I don't know if you've tried that, but a lot.
I have. I like Prusa. Prusa's good. Another good one is Lychee. Have you used Lychee?
I haven't used Lychee. I
Lychee-
mostly use Cura.
Yeah, I mostly use Cura too, but I tried Lychee because back when I had my no one ever buy an Anycubic Cobra. They are dog shit. I had the Cobra Plus, and it was one of the few slicers that actually had a profile for the Cobra, and it was really fucking good.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just using the Elgu Curas, their own version of Cura, and it's really fucking sick. I'm at the stage where I'm just like I don't even know what the fuck to print. Like I've made cool shit, and I'm just like at this stage I just have to start upgrading to doing like full on helmets and shit and like fun stuff.
That's awesome. That like I've seen some of the prints you got off it. They don't even look printed. They look molded.
Yeah, and like those are with like the like normal settings, like even like the super fine settings or some shit. Like it's just like the basic fucking shit. So like I think if I just like dial it in a bit more and do like some of the more detailed prints and do it for longer, they'll turn out looking fucking resin cast. It's gonna look sick.
Yeah. I love how fast the technology is coming along. I'm looking forward to like desktop Inconel, which is like basically it's what they use to make a lot of the flow through suppressors and things like that.
Okay.
So it can take a massive amount of pressure. It can take a massive amount of heat. So and so. It's metal. It's a metal printer.
Jesus.
For lack of a better term, you can print basically anything on them. But the problem is, right now they cost, $250,000. But a little while ago they cost $500,000. Probably less than that now. Yeah. I don't fucking know how much.
It's like the printers are going to start coming down in price.
Yeah. Everything gets miniaturized and made available to the consumer eventually.
Yeah.
Like I remember when resin and SLS printers cost like, in the old shop I used to work at, we had one. It was like $10K.
Yeah, like I showed you one the other day. It's like a fucking massive resin printer. It prints like full size, like fucking like you can do like a 20-inch tall model or some shit on it now. That's like fucking $900. It's like cheap. It's like they're getting cheap as fuck.
Yeah, no.
You really do smaller than that again. You can get ones for like 350. Like they're really fucking good now.
Dude, my Elgu Mars, like I basically just had it to print like Warhammer minis for my friends. $200 Canadian.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. And yeah, it's the same general technology that cost $5,000 years ago. So like all that stuff is coming along so fast, and the resins are getting better every day. It's not gonna be long until we have like straight up like matter makers, I think.
Yeah.
Like you read
getting pretty cool,
right?
Say again.
Did you ever read Transmetropolitan by Warren Ellis?
Yeah, no, I did actually. Yeah, sick.
That is like one of the formative pieces of fiction I read. Like,
yeah, it's actually really good. It's definitely like in that realm of like cyberpunk shit. It's easily one of my favorites.
Yeah, and like well, for anyone listening, and probably the 99.9% of you that have never heard of this, it's kind of like a dystopic comedy cyberpunk novel, graphic novel series about like this Hunter S. Thompson style character following corrupt political elections for the most part in a couple hundred years in the future, and it's fucking good. It's really good.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I've actually, you know what I've been reading, and it's like it's again like I'm reading a Bret Easton Ellis novel that I actually highly suggest. It's kind of semi autobiographical. It's very good.
A Bret Easton Ellis novel that's not American Psycho.
Yeah, I actually read most of Bret Easton Ellis' stuff. He's like one of my favorite authors. My other favorite author is Chuck Palahniuk, and it makes me wonder what it says about me that my favorite authors are gay Americans. But he's got a new book out. It's actually really fucking good. But no, I've been reading.
Wait, does Chuck Palahniuk have a new book out?
No, Bret Easton Ellis does. Maybe Chuck does too. Actually, I haven't seen what Chuck's done in a while, but I like all of his stuff. One of my favorite Chuck Palahniuk books was Snuff. Snuff is a great book. It's like set in like a video shoot for an orgy.
Yeah, and, where she's banging 100 guys, I think. Yeah, I read that when I was probably too young to actually.
Same with me. Yeah. In retrospect, I should not have been reading that.
Pretty fucked up, but not to be a simp, I really liked Fight Club.
I have fucking Tyler Durden's red leather jacket. I fucking love that fucking thing.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, I actually I've got a signed copy of Fight Club somewhere.
That's
Um,
awesome.
I was lucky that it just turned out that my dad's friend was his neighbor. He just got him to sign it for me.
That's
Um,
fucking awesome. Isn't it funny that like a lot of the most like interesting, for lack of a better word, interesting authors are totally normal people in real life.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
like Garth Ennis, Crossed, Preacher, The Boys, all that stuff. I met him years ago. He's just like the nicest guy. You would not pick him out of a crowd.
Yeah, super like down to earth normal people. Like I met years ago the guy that wrote The Walking Dead, and he was the fucking same, just like a fucking normal ass
Just
dude.
normal guy. Yeah, Max Brooks too. Like a lot of these people. Um, is it Max Brooks, the guy for that did World War Z?
Yeah,
Is he related to Mel Brooks or another?
he is. He's his son.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
That's
they did like a they did like some comedy video during the fucking COVID lockdowns. So that's when I realized. I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, he's his son.
yeah, that is really funny. I remember meeting him at a thing, and someone came up and asked him to sign this copy. And this was around when World War Z came out. He came up with a poster for World War Z and asked him to sign it, and he does. He signs it. He looks the guy in the eye and said, "I had nothing to do with this." Like very clearly pissed off. Not
It's
a guy, but just
it's like it's crazy how bad they managed to fuck that movie up, given that the book is like perfect for adapting. Like it's literally like episodic stories. Like, do you ever listen to the audiobook of it?
yeah.
The audiobook fucking rules. It's got like Nathan Fillion in it and shit, and it's like each chapter is like a different narrator, and like it's because it's all like diary entries. Like
Yes.
it's really fucking good.
I heard that the Last of Us, that series, the reason that it didn't come out as a movie was the studio wanted to make it like World War Z, and
Really.
yes, like the direct comparison that I think Neil Druckmann said was the studio wanted World War Z where we wanted The Road.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, to be fair, The Road is much more similar to what they're doing with the TV show,
Yeah,
which like I am fucking loving. By the way, I'm very
I'm
into
loving it, but I like I'm not one of those people who's going to like every time they cast someone as a different skin color or whatever. But like the last
Tommy's
episode where
wife.
yeah, like
His black communist wife.
his black communist wife, and at that point I'm just like, nope, okay, like I made it further than I thought I would, and like
See, I have like a barometer for shows and movies these days where I'm like, all right, 10% of this is going to be some sort of like woke
just
bullshit.
like gay
Like, right?
retarded bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can like handle the 10% as long as the
Yeah.
rest is good, and like that's what I feel like The Last of Us so far is like. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I fucking love the third episode. If anyone hasn't watched it, I won't spoil it, but people were upset because there's two gay dudes in it. I thought it was a fucking great episode.
It was well written, and
It's incredibly well written, incredibly well acted. I thought it was fantastic. I don't really care that they're fucking gay dudes. It's just a good story.
yeah,
But
it's less nihilistic than the
game is much darker about their relationship and their characters. But
Yeah.
like,
which spoiler warning, in the game, Bill is still gay, but the other dude hates him and then kills himself. When you leave, Bill does not know that his boyfriend, or maybe not even boyfriend, just like guy that he had a crush on that was living with him. And he leaves a suicide note being like, yeah, I'd rather fucking die than spend another minute with you. And you find his body hanging in a garage.
yeah, the game is definitely darker than the show. Like people were talking about this as well. Had the fact that like Joel in the show isn't nowhere near as like violent or aggressive as he is in the game.
Yeah, but the
They
game
were like-
kind of relies on violence. Like it's a
Yeah.
game where you kill people.
True, but they're like someone saying like even like his conversation with Tommy in the game is like he shoves Tommy against a wall and tells him he's going to do this, whereas in the show he's like just asking him. And I was like, yeah, that's fair, but I also think that if the finale happens the way we expect it to, having Joel having been much softer in general throughout is going to mean it's a much more of a shock, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, no, same here. I do think it's going to like follow the general thing, but I'm still pissed that they made Tommy's wife a fucking communist.
Yeah.
just and just like they just drop it in one line. It's like we're
They
communists.
literally say
What?
where they literally straight up say like it's a communism.
She
We're
looks at him and
communists.
goes like, yes, it's communism. We're communists.
Yeah.
And in like the one utopian place in the game. I mean in the show.
Yeah.
Just fuck. Whatever. It's
One thing I think is cool is that they're putting they gave Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson parts in the show.
Really?
I don't think they've turned up yet, but Troy is again I can't spoil this because this is just what I've seen from like fucking like images and shit. he seems to be part of like that cannibal group that you come across in the game. And
I wonder if he's going to play Nathan.
I think he might be playing Nathan's second in command. I think.
Ooh, yeah.
But and
Yeah,
apparently
Nathan was Nolan North, I think.
yeah, and I think someone said that again, it hasn't even been images of this, but someone said that apparently Ashley Johnson's going to be playing Ellie's mother in a flashback.
Oh fuck! I guess she's old enough now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I was like, that's kind of cool. I like that.
No, same. I do think, like, I was very skeptical about the casting. Like, Pedro Pascal is great, but like seeing the girl, I was like, oh well, this could really go either way. She does good in Game of Thrones, but
she is distractingly ugly, right? But she's actually pretty fucking good in the show.
No, she's super good. Like, you close your eyes, it sounds like Ellie from the game. And the game was like core memory, like probably The Last of Us 1 is in my favorite games of all time.
Oh, same. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for the show. I think it's doing pretty good. I'm excited to see where it goes. But
I'm so fucking mad about the like I shouldn't be. It's just like I don't care if stuff happens. I just care when it's like very clearly being shoved down your throat. And normally I'll be like, oh, like there's a black person, there's a woman, there's a gay person. Like, I don't care, whatever. In this case, it's like it's gone out of your, like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, 100%. But aside from that, it's good.
Yeah. I just hate when people insult your intelligence like that. But still, sorry, I lost my train of thought entirely. It's getting late for both of us.
Yeah, but is there any other like shit coming out? Apparently, fucking Ant-Man sucked ass, which is like, I mean, it's fucking Ant-Man.
Dude, I haven't looked at anything Marvel related.
No.
I think, like, I watched. I will admit I watched the new Doctor Strange because it was directed by Sam Raimi.
I'll watch anything Sam Raimi makes. Don't care what the fuck it is. I fucking love Sam Raimi.
I enjoyed it, and then I just went back to doing what I think everyone should do, which is simply ignoring Marvel and the Disney behemoth of just
the fucking the Doctor Strange, the Sam Raimi one, is like one of the few Marvel films I've seen in a while that didn't feel like a storyboarded by executives entirely film. Like there was a clear Sam Raimi. Surprisingly violent. There was a clear Sam Raimi flair to it.
Yeah.
A lot of the camera movements were very Sam Raimi, shit like that. So like, I'll like if they get like an interesting director in or some shit, I'll check it out. But like 90% of the stuff they made is fucking dog shit. Like I wait for most of it just to come to fucking streaming or Plex or some shit, and that's sometimes I'll watch it if I'm bored. I watched the fucking new Black Panther. Fucking dog shit. No,
it's like I really don't like the weird cultural behemoth that Disney has turned into.
Same.
Well, it seems like basically 3 companies make all media that we consume. Yeah. It's like,
no, I agree.
Disney, Warner Brothers, maybe Sony, I guess, which is in bed with Disney. So I don't really know if I can discount the two.
Yeah. No, it's in general, I'm just getting sick of superhero shit like constantly.
Same. But like it's a merchandising vehicle. It's just like it's Pokemon for adults.
Yeah. The like only anything superhero related I'm interested in at least is seeing what James Gunn does at DC, just because of the fact that
James Gunn. Like
I like James Gunn. I've liked him since like Slither and shit. Like I liked a lot of his early shit. Like I think he's really good. So he like that again.
Yeah. It's like all his old Trauma stuff, super.
Exactly. Yeah. So like because I like him, I will check out basically whatever the fuck he does. Like it doesn't really matter if it's superheroes or not. Like I liked Peacemaker. I thought Peacemaker was very, very well done. I love John Cena, even if he is a Chinese communist spy. It is so odd seeing that fucking massive white man speak fluent like Mandarin.
I wonder if he actually speaks it or if he just like learned that.
No, apparently he does. Apparently the backstory I heard was he did this during his time in the WWE. Vince McMahon said they wanted to expand into a larger market, and there's a big wrestling culture in Asia, like WWE style wrestling. And so he, off his own bat, apparently started taking like fucking night classes in Mandarin, and he's now a fluent speaker.
Holy shit.
He also was like an incredible pianist. He's like, you're talking like fucking grade A professional level like pianist. I've seen like multiple videos where he just busts out like this absolutely fucking amazing like piano shit. That's why
Peacemaker where he plays it and you can see
so that's actually him. Yeah, it's actually him doing it. Like he's an absolutely incredible pianist. He's one of these like weird fucking Renaissance men that's good at loads of shit.
Yeah, but also because he's fucking John Cena, you don't really expect it.
Yeah. Oh, fucking actually, you know what I saw? Speaking of huge, scary muscle men, I saw Knock at the Cabin.
How is that? What is that?
It's M. Night Shyamalan's new movie starring Dave Bautista.
Oh, interesting. Dave Bautista is a bit of a grabber, but like I'm curious as to.
It's got Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint, and Batista
I
is
like both
like
of them.
it's got Batista's like character is very interesting because he's not like a musclehead man. Like he's it's I've been saying for ages, someone's going to give Batista like a very low key dramatic role, and he's going to crush it. And he's
Yeah.
fucking sick in this movie.
I mean,
Like,
fucking remember Blade Runner 2049?
yeah, like
Yeah,
he ruled in that.
he's fucking awesome in that.
Yeah, you know, actually, it was one of an interesting casting I saw. I remember for ages people were casting him as like Bane if they ever do like a Batman movie or some shit.
You know, I can see that.
Someone, yeah, well, someone goes like, "Well, fuck that."
If they ever do a Batman movie, I don't think they'll ever do a Batman movie. That just won't happen. Seeing Batman on the big screen, nah,
never gonna. They can't do it.
no, they can't do it.
No, they're like if they do like a new like DC EU extended universe Batman movie, they should get fucking him as Bane, right? But he recently said he's like, I'm too old to do Bane. Someone goes, fuck that, get him to do Lex Luthor.
That would actually be badass.
I was like, that would be sick.
Instead of, like, what's his name? Fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
Jesse Eisenberg, yeah. They were like fucking Lex Luthor or Hugo Strange.
I can see either of those.
Yeah, I was like both, but characters that aren't just focused on their fucking physicality, that are like, you know, about their fucking mental shit too. I was like, he'd be genuinely good at it. But Knock at the Cabin, right, is very good. It's one of those films I find hard to recommend because it hits a very specific spot for me where I'm like, I really like this. I don't think the general public would like this.
You know, I respect that. Like, kind of like Hereditary.
Yeah, so exactly, yeah. So you and I both really liked Hereditary, but I feel like
Hereditary.
Yeah, I feel like the vast majority of people would not like Hereditary.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember walking out and just like my second time seeing it in theaters because I had to drag other people along, which I do to movies I like a lot. I'm walking out and like the people next to me were talking about how dog shit it was. Like, did we see the same movie?
I told people I went to see The Northman. I loved it so
still
much.
Need to watch that.
Dude, I loved it so much. I brought Joycey and I thought like this is like Joycey's film. He'll fucking love this shit. He came out, he was like, that was shit. And I was like, all right, sorry.
That's the thing with A24 movies. Like people either like it or they don't. Like our artsy movies like that are like they're not forever.
I think like The Northman's biggest issue was I think a lot of people thought it was going to be like Viking John Wick, and instead it's Viking Hamlet.
Yeah,
you
which
know?
Still is good, but like look again at the studio that made it. Like the publishing house, whatever. Yeah, you can't. And I mean, a lot of movies do that. They'll market things completely differently than how they actually are. My mind jumps to Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Tarantino movie. Oh my god, there's so much shooting in the trailer. You know, it's going to be a bloodbath. And like, no, it was this fairly subdued kind of. Or Drive, which looked like a movie about getaway driving, but instead it was a movie about autistic.
Dear God, I love that fucking movie.
It's a fucking great movie.
I fucking love Drive. I
every day carry a hammer and an appendix holster now.
I've got the soundtrack on vinyl. I fucking they're like it's literally it's 2 discs and one is like neon pink and there's neon blue and I fucking love it. It's so good.
That's such a fucking Sigma move.
Yeah, legit, like having the Drive soundtrack on vinyl.
Christ.
But I love that movie. But yeah, Knock at the Cabin. I'm just gonna give you the synopsis, the brief intro. Basically, this and again, actually, you know what I will say? It's one of the first mainstream American movies I've seen in a long time that's about normal people, where gun ownership is not treated as a bad thing, and is treated as a good thing.
Yeah, right? I actually like that.
The gist of it is that there's this gay couple that are in the cabins, in this cabin in the woods with their adopted daughter, and Batista and these like 3 other people turn up and are like, Batista's like very calmly talking to them through the door, being like, we need to speak with your family. We're not happy that we have to be here, but unfortunately you've got a very important choice to make and the fate of the world rests on it. So they break in, and while they're breaking in, one of the gay guys goes, where's the gun? And he's like, it's in the car, or I left it in the lockbox in the car. He's like, fuck. And like it's not treated in any way as like a, oh my god, why do you have a gun? Why'd you bring a gun? Like, it's just like, yeah, we have a gun. Like that's just like a thing we have. It's not treated in like a negative way. Basically they're told by Batista and his 3 mates, they're like, we've all had visions of the apocalypse, and you and your family have to choose one of you to die and kill them to prevent the apocalypse.
That's interesting. I might actually just watch this. Like
it's on Plex, dude. It's good. Yeah. I liked it. I think you would. I think it's your type of movie.
I do really like movies like that a ton. Well, you know, we watch a lot of the same movies, and I like the kind of the creeping dread otherworldly horror movies, as well as liking fucked up movies like Last House on the Left, and the sort of things that justify, my paranoid interest in firearms. But yeah, no, I think it will.
I actually watched that not too recently, Last House on the Left, and I was like, I haven't watched this in a while, and I was like, I remember fucking why. It's fucking terrifying. I hate this.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like, it's not like you're scared watching it. Just like like that night going to bed, you're like, oh, the fucking door's locked. It's fucking like, you're just like, it makes you paranoid,
Yeah, I remember that there was a period where I remember a long time ago, I had a girl over for, we were seeing each other, and I think a window was open a crack, and we just heard a door upstairs slam, and just like breaking out the weaponry and just like going room by room, and she did not know me well enough for that to be okay.
It's like I said, I've still got a key to your place, and I've considered just like being there someday when you come home, but like also I'm afraid you'll shoot me. So like, I'll just get a fucking Benelli M4 through the chest. I'm like, ah!
God, I wish I had Benelli. That's I watched the whole like home invasion murder genre, like Straw Dogs, Last House on the Left, all that stuff. I love that shit. I love that shit way more than I should.
Do you know what I think gets overlooked quite a bit? That's actually very good. The first Purge movie.
I actually really liked the first Purge movie, and I liked it more looking back before it turned into this weird ham-fisted allegory.
Same. That's what I mean. Like the first one that was just a basic home invasion movie was really fucking good.
Yeah. No, it was. And, we got Ethan Hawkeman doing Ethan Hawkeman things.
I love Ethan Hawke so much.
Same. But then they just had to like get pretentious with it instead of just the show did it really well. Like the show's on Amazon for a little while, and it was a lot kind of bleaker and more realistic, and they actually developed the characters.
Yeah.
Like, this whole world sucks. Everything about this sucks. Instead of making this weird like class war story that didn't really have a leg to stand on. Now it's just turned into like bargain basement horseshit.
Yeah. No, it's just like the Purge shit no longer matters. There's a framework to do some sort of fucking random violence shit for a while.
Yeah.
But I think there's a new Saw movie coming out, and I'm gonna watch it because I've watched all of them, but I don't expect it to be good.
Dude, I remember my last serious relationship. She really, really liked Saw and convinced me to watch Saw 3D. I got a pretty big tolerance for movies, and she just knew that I thought they were a little dumb. Like, I really liked the first few, and I've watched it all.
The first like 3 are like a pretty good actual detective story. Like they're like I almost feel like you could read them as books and it'd still be interesting. But like after that, it just goes to shit.
Yeah, and I say this as someone who likes Terrifier. Like, I love
Terrifier.
Yeah, I don't mind gory movies. I don't care about violence. Like, spectacle is fine. Spectacle is absolutely fine. But once you start like if you try and make a smart movie that's not actually smart, then you start to run into problems. And I found Saw did that a little bit. And when we sat down, we watched the end of the last Saw movie, and the guy, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this old terrible movie now, when he gets his head sawn open after the big reveal, like with the laser flower thing, and
dude, it looked so shit. It was so bad.
So bad. She just looks at me triumphantly, and she's like, "There, is the writing bad now?" And I just like, I didn't have the heart to tell her, yes, it was that.
You're retarded.
Fucking bad.
You have a terminal case of woman brain. This is terrible. That was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was like,
it was like really fucking bad.
It was like doing like randomly retconning that like fucking Jigsaw had like an Asian nephew for some reason, and
for some fucking reason.
It was weird as fuck. It was so fucking dumb, dude. It was easily one of the worst films I've seen. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's these films these days in general, I think, are pretty dog shit. It's why when I do try and make an effort to try and see ones made by people that have a track record of actually making good shit. Like, I know M. Night Shyamalan's kind of divisive, but he's definitely has some absolute fucking bangers. Yeah. So
like I actually, basically since The Happening, I think I've like at least tolerated everything that M. Night Shyamalan has done. The Happening made me mad. I watched that in theaters, and
Mark Wahlberg was the most miscast person. The scene where he's like talking to a fucking plant, where he's like, "Hey, we're not gonna hurt you. We're just friends." And then there was like, it's a plastic plant. He's like, "Oh fuck," and I'm like, "Gee, this is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen." This is so dumb.
My buddy Matt Zarnowski, I think he told me about this. Mark Wahlberg isn't allowed to handle real guns on the set of his movies because he's a felon.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because he fucking went back before the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch days, back in the 80s. He beat an old Vietnamese shopkeeper so bad it left him blind in one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also used to, him and his friends used to chase little black kids, shouting slurs at them and like beat the shit out of them. I'm talking like 8-year-olds, like
Holy
children.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, are you okay? Like, what who hurt you?
I think I've said it before on this, but I remember during the initial COVID lockdowns, Mark, he was the funniest cunt because he'd be on Instagram, like put up videos, like clearly had no idea what the term quarantine meant, with 10 dudes in his basement gym going, "Here we are, all the guys quarantined together in the basement," and I'm like, Mark, you all go to different houses. This is not quarantining. You're a fucking idiot.
Christ, that is ridiculous to me. Well, he's still alive, and the Vietnamese shopkeeper is either dead or still blind. So, there's that.
I think he's like publicly apologized to that dude or some shit like a few times, but like, if he blinded him, give him money, like give him like a stack of cash.
Yeah, actually, no, I went to a prop studio a little while ago, and with Matt, because he works for a fairly major prop warehouse. He's like, yeah, we can't give him a real gun, so we have to give him these.
Dude, it's not like a box of guns, like Mark, like there's like toy guns in it.
Yeah, it's kind of actually super neat. They basically have like, you know what an 80% firearm is?
No.
So you can buy these in some places in the world, namely the United States. There's a whole complicated legal framework I'm not going to get into now, but basically it's like you know how the gun part of the gun is the receiver, right?
Yes.
Like the part that holds all the bits. So it's that, but it hasn't been milled. Like it's shaped like that on the outside.
Okay,
it's got
but it's on the internals. Okay.
Yeah, just solid metal.
Cool. So it's like it basically looks the same.
Yeah, but the inside is solid metal that has been milled out for like a trigger that moves, and that's it. So legally, It's not anything. Interestingly enough, in Canada, because I moonlight doing props for a local kind of like Broadway style theater. They're like, hey Nathan, you're a gun guy. We need an AKM for this, like very specifically an AKM. They hand me all the like design docs and whatnot, and it says AKM as referenced in Tarkov on it. And this is like multi-million-dollar production. Everyone's running around, but it's all like liberal arts people in Canada, so they have no idea what the fuck this is. And because apparently, with our legal framework, you can't actually get a replica gun. Like those are not legal at all in Canada.
Okay.
So
where do airsoft guns fall into that?
Airsoft guns are in this weird kind of gray area, and they didn't know about it. That's actually what I suggested. Linked them to a couple. But before, like, right now, airsoft guns fall into the same area that like air rifles do, like the pellet guns you can get at the store, because they shoot something hard enough. They are not a replica gun, but a replica gun on its own is illegal here.
Right.
So they're only the only thing they could do is one, buy a real AKM, which you can't do, or two, spend a couple $1,000s on a demilled one specifically for film. So they're all freaking out, like, what do we do? And they're, people in the department are being like, hey, what if we just paint a Nerf gun? Like, what do we do? Like, guns all look the same, right? Like, just get an airsoft. But still, seeing the non-gun people like try and figure out, and you see it in like movies and animations and comic books and kind of everything a lot. When you get people who don't really know the subject matter, you get all kinds of weird abominations. But this one's like a weird true story biopic set in Ukraine.
Okay.
So they kind of can't fuck it up.
Yeah. Has to be pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Do you see fucking Baldwin got charged?
About fucking time.
Yeah, and more importantly, the fucking armorer who was shooting live rounds on fucking set.
Yeah. Did she get charged?
She did, yeah. The fucking dipshit daughter of some like the pure nepo baby got the job because her dad was a famous armorer and didn't know what the fuck she was doing. Literal blue-haired liberal arts major.
Yeah, and I saw a photo of her posing with a lever action once. She looked like she was going to fall over backwards.
Yeah, she apparently has been charged as well.
Honestly, like, as much as I hate, the idea of the state, punishing people for most things, this is absolutely criminal negligence. She shouldn't have been there. Yeah. Alec Baldwin shouldn't have shot, either of those people. Yeah, fuck him.
They probably have the footage. What about the person getting shot? They
Oh,
probably have
100%
it.
they do.
It's
Christ,
wild.
it's actually wild. Anyways, we're going to keep this episode a little shorter than normal, so I think we'll wrap up here soon because
Yep.
BR is going to edit this. Sorry, things have been a little spacey, guys. BR is in the middle of a very big move, and I just did a big road trip, but things will probably go back to normal around now. He's just got to get back, and like you can probably hear my shitty audio quality right now. I dropped my mixer, and apparently now it's not working, so I'm recording this in laptop audio.
Once Aiden's mixer is fixed and BR is back, we will get back on the AI novel episodes.
Yes. Wish BR go spam him. Make sure he knows that he's appreciated and good luck in his.
I like how I say that when BR is the one that has to do like all the work on those. He does all the audio editing, like all the fucking sound effects.
Yeah, all the bleeping for your multiple slurs, like your numerous slurs and horrible things you have to say about people.
I think when he dropped this episode, he shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. It's not too bad. But yeah, no, we're going to be doing more. Thank you for coming on. Just kind of doing this like filler fun episode. We got some good people coming up. Weapon Outfitters and a few others have Audi Gear as well have bothered me into bringing on. You know who Haley Luhan is?
No.
Like the U.S. Army e-girl chick.
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah, it seems like everyone knows who this person is except for me.
Can I come on the episode and proposition her?
Dude, she's young. She's young.
Is she legal?
No, not for you. Not for anyone our age. Like, no. Oh man. But no, she seems nice enough anyways. I'm always really wary about who we bring on and like who's real.
Is she a Fed?
No fucking way. Like, I'm not going to play into the bit. No fucking way. Like, I will eat my hat. She's like 20 or something. I don't know. But I have from multiple people who like are mutual friends. She's actually pretty cool. But we can talk to her about how e-girls are ruining the entire everything and just shouldn't be a thing.
Ask her opinion on the e-girl genocide.
Ask her about her opinion on the Industrial Revolution and just the whole situation. But yeah, a few others. I gotta bother Slade and a few other people to get them back on now that we are kind of back in the swing of things. But yeah, do you have any dad advice that is not your usual?
No, I don't know. Fucking my usual one is always just make more money. Is the fucking like answer to 99% of people's problems.
It is indeed an answer to most problems.
Yeah, that one and obviously local senator. But aside from that, yeah, no, I don't know. Fucking plan long term.
Yes.
Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop looking to just what's going to make you fucking happy now. Stop looking for quick, cheap dopamine hits. Plan long term. Stack cash. Be prepared.
I like that. I like that a lot. Get a gas mask. And also,
stay away from Ohio.
Stay away from Ohio. If you live in Ohio, I'm sorry.
Get out.
Yes.
Get out now.
Get out. Just leave. Also, watch your artificial sweetener intakes because they're bad for you, and I found that out the hard way. So, yeah, be careful there.
Did you shit yourself?
No, I have not. Well, I mean, I'm perpetually in a state of metaphorically shitting myself, but in this case, no, I gave myself a gut disease. So
what the fuck? How much are you drinking?
Not very much. Not very much. It's just apparently it's tied in with overall gut bacteria health, and I kind of nuked mine. I guess drinking too much Coke Zero or something. It's terrible for you in general, but
doesn't go to live off that shit.
Artificial sweeteners out entirely, and for sugar for the most part as well. But
oh fuck me, I'm gonna die.
No, dude, it was the last day of SHOT Show. I fucked myself up. It was
oh yeah, you were dying. Holy shit.
Yeah. And it turns out now I've had a bit of retrospective, and I've talked to a couple doctors and a dietitian. Yeah, I fucked myself long term. Like, SHOT Show fucked it, but it was a long time coming, and it would have come out sooner or later.
Do you ever notice how like widely the human body ranges from it being like indestructible to just easily fucked up by minor shit?
Easily fucked up by just like having too much low sugar ice cream, apparently.
Yeah, like you can get your arm cut off and survive, but like that you drank too many fucking Coke Zeros and you're fucked.
Yeah. No, actually. Speaking of that, you should play Fear and Hunger. I think you'll enjoy it.
I will check it out for sure.
Yeah, there's a
Play
real
Hogwarts
separate-
Legacy to trigger the.
Oh, BR, you're gonna have fun with this one.
Buy 30
Goodbye.
copies now.